Hey guys, FirstinWeather here. This video will be focusing mainly on the storm system that we could be looking at for December 29th, which would be Friday, and around that time period. So let's get started. So this is the GFS model. This is taking in a cold front coming through. You got some snows behind it, and you got some pretty good snows for northern Maine, and a pretty good icing event for other portions of New England. And so that goes through, ushers in some colder air. Then you have another little low pressure system that goes up the coast, provides a little cheap thrill for these areas, some light snow, maybe an inch or two, a little more in spots. And that goes through, and so you just have these colder temperatures. And then look at this, you have this area forming right here. But with this particular run, nothing really happens. It just goes right out. So that's going to be interesting to see, because if we go to the previous run, you have the GFS model making the storm go south, and then the 12Z run made it go further south even more. But if you look at the 0Z run, you had a really big system, a really big snowstorm for the mid-Atlantic. And so the past few GFS runs have been backing off and pushing the system south and east. Well, there's another thing to look at, is that we're 5 to 6 days out from the system, so a lot of stuff is going to change. Things are going to change every day. At this point, the models are basically like, they have no idea. They're just making it their best guess right now. But when you're this far out, the best model to trust is the European model, and you can't really even trust that model at all, especially with snowstorm forecasts this far out, because you can only really accurately predict a snowstorm about 3 to 4 days out at most. Beyond that range, it's mainly just guessing and speculation. So the only thing we know right now is that there's the potential for a big snowstorm in the eastern United States, and this potential could lead up to nothing, where we just see a few clouds passing by, or we could see a foot of snow in areas of the mid-Atlantic. So it's just that potential that's there. But there are a few things that will indicate whether we see this storm impact us or not. So one of the things is this energy combining right here. If you go back, you have this energy right here, and then you have this area of energy right here. And so if we go forward, you can see these two pieces of energy right here. And if those two can combine and really amplify it, these two streams can combine, the southern and the northern jet stream can combine. You can see some rapid intensification, and then that storm can ride up the eastern coast. In this model run, the 12Z, they don't really combine at all. And so because of that, you have just nothing, essentially. And so if we go to a prior run, like this one, these pieces of energy combine with each other, and so you get this big snowstorm. So again, it's still too far out to tell what's going to happen, but right now it's looking like this storm system will not be an inside runner. I'm fairly confident that whatever happens, the track of the storm, or the potential track, will be somewhere right here. So I'm fairly confident that it's not going to go up in these areas. It's not going to be an inside runner. It's going to be one of those storms that goes south. And so right now we're still far out. So this storm could go like this and bring really big snows, or it could go like this and bring nothing. So that's the big question. Where will it go in this area? And so now I'm going to look at another weather model, the European model. And so this model has those two pieces of energy combining, and then it takes it through, and it brings a pretty good sizable snowfall event for the mid-Atlantic and also and portions of New England. So it's definitely interesting. You have one model, the GFS, that's saying nothing, and then you have the European that's saying a good snowstorm for the area. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to watch. And if we go back to this model and go to the upper air, and look at this. For the 0Z run, we had this huge trough come in, with the energy combining. You can see these two streams combining, and from that you had this big storm come through. So what the $1,000,000 question is: will these two pieces of energy combine and really make that big snowstorm? And right now, that no one knows that answer. We're just gonna have to wait and see, and just time will tell what's gonna happen. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for now. Again, this is something that we should just be watching, and I'll have a much better idea about this storm system as we get closer to it. I would say about by Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll have a much better grip on this. And so I'll see you next time, guys. Definitely make sure to keep you posted. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.